Okay, so let's do this now, and hopefully OBS isn't lagging too much. Okay, so we are going to talk real quick about our next part of the assignment, which is the sketches for our logo. So this step should only be completed after you finish the company profile, the vector practice, and the pen tool game. So make sure those are all done. So to make sure that you have your pen tool game submitted, screenshot with your windscreen, your logo tracing exercise finished, and your company profile finished. If you need help with those things, there's videos similar to this to help you out with that. Now we are moving into sketching our logo. So we're going to take the company profile or personal brand that we developed with the with this assignment, and we're going to move it into either Photoshop or pencil paper, whatever. I'm going to show mine on Photoshop because that's where I did them in. If you want to do this on pencil and paper, you can. So now we're going to start creating ideas. We're not getting into Illustrator just yet. We're just getting ideas for what this logo is going to look like. So, for example, I have my example, which is cleats for canines, which is running cleats for dogs. Don't worry about it. So the idea that we have here is that we're going to do 10 separate sketches of ideas, but the catch is that we want these to be as different as possible. So we're going to do 10 sketches, but we want to make sure that these sketches are as visually diverse as we can possibly make them. We don't want 10 similar sketches. We want 10 sketches that are very, very different. So we have like the paw print, and then I go into maybe this dog shoe. Like I'm trying to figure out how I want to make this logo in as many different ways as possible. Okay, so I have 10 separate ideas here, and they are visually different. Now, when you're in college and you are and you're going to school for graphic design, it is not unrealistic for your professor to ask you for like 200 sketches for a logo. That is not an unrealistic expectation. But you're not in graphic design college, so I'm not going to ask you for 200. I'm going to ask you for 10 because that is a reasonable number. That is a reasonable expectation. So you should try to approach this from as many different angles as you possibly can. You want to make sure that you are thinking creatively about how you can show your company or your personal brand in as many different ways as possible. Now, if you finish the 10 and you're not satisfied with any of them, you can take one and you can develop it a little bit. So right here, I took number 7 and I did some development on that. So over here, we can see I have 7A, B, C, D, E, and then I stopped numbering them because I got bored. Okay, so I just took this idea of the tail, and now I'm trying to figure out as many different ways as I can to represent that. Okay, don't worry about Illustrator. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. That's not going to hide, but that's okay. So you're looking to try your best to make these development sketches, these extra ones. You're trying to make one of your ideas into the best version of itself. So we can see I started with this like just curve with some text, and I've turned it into something very, very different, but the idea is still the same. I'm using that graphic of the curved tail in all of these. Okay, so once you use an element in a sketch, try your best to not use it again until you get to the development stage. So when you're doing your first 10, you want to make them as different as possible. You'll probably get through 5 or 6 real easily, and then the other ones will be difficult, and that's when your best ideas are going to come out. Yeah, you want to try your best to get all the obvious things that are right at the top of your head. You want to skim those off by doing these and think very, very hard about this so you can find an idea that's a little different, that's a little more effective. Okay, so once you finish these sketches, you can upload them to the classroom. I have my example here, and I'll link this video to this assignment. Now you notice I uploaded it before I did my other sketches. These ones down here. So This is a thing that is in progress. This is something that is continual. So don't rush yourself through it, but just try your best. If you run into a block, something that helps me is to just put any stupid idea I have in my head. Like if I'm doing something and if I'm trying to design a logo and I have some dumb idea like this one right here. This is a perfect example of this. Dog bones with a sports field in the back. This is not a good design for a logo, but it does its job for me. Like this one. Any stupid little idea that you have, bring it in. Because maybe drawing some line or shape, that might help you get to your next better idea. Okay? So that's where we're at. But again, make sure you finish the other 3 assignments. So the personal brand, the logo tracing, and the pen tool game. So make sure those are done first. All right? Have a good time.